Let's talk about a feeling every single student knows all too well. Being completely and totally swamped. You know that feeling when you stare at a mountain of work and just freeze? Well, I'm here to tell you, you're not lazy, you're just overwhelmed. And in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly why that happens and show you a much smarter way to handle it.
Yeah, that moment. It's when you look at your to-do list and instead of feeling motivated, you just feel stuck. It's like your brain has 100 tabs open at once, all playing different videos, and you literally can't focus on a single one.
And let's be real here. This isn't just you imagining things. The pressure is absolutely real. Trying to juggle classes, assignments, exams, and, maybe have a tiny bit of a social life, it is a huge challenge. So if you feel overwhelmed, that's not a weakness. It's a completely normal response to an insane amount of pressure. Okay, so let's dig into this a little deeper. Because this feeling isn't just a vibe, it has a real, measurable effect on us. And check this out, because the data is pretty shocking. One study found a direct, undeniable link here. You can see that students who felt their time management skills were low reported an average stress score of almost 30. But look at the students who felt they had a good handle on their time. Their score plummets to under 19. The connection is crystal clear.
So, what's our go-to move when that stress starts to build? We delay. We put it off. We suddenly find a million other things to do, telling ourselves, oh, I'll get to it later. We slap the label procrastination on it and then beat ourselves up for being lazy. But you know what? That's not the real story at all.
And this, right here, is probably the most important mind shift we're going to talk about. It's time to completely reframe what procrastination actually is.
So here's the big secret. Procrastination isn't a character flaw. It's a psychological response. According to researchers, we put things off not because we don't feel like doing them, but because we're afraid. We're scared of failing, of not being good enough, of getting a bad grade. So by not starting the task, we protect ourselves from that potential judgment. It's literally a defense mechanism.
So if the problem isn't that we're lazy, then the solution can't just be try harder. Nope. This is where we have to completely flip the script on our approach to studying.
This slide just lays it out perfectly. On one side, you've got hard work. You know this one. Brute force, long hours, high stress, just throwing time at a problem and hoping it sticks. But on the other side, you've got smart work. This is all about being effective, using a real plan and proven techniques to get way better results with way less stress. And that's the whole game right there. The goal isn't to suffer more, it's to get better results with less friction. And the only way to do that is to have a system.
Okay, so how do we actually do that? Well, it all starts with a plan. And I'm not talking about some rigid, color-coded nightmare of a schedule. I mean a simple, flexible framework for your time.
Here's a super simple 5-step way to get started. First, just see where your time is actually going. Be honest. Second, set some realistic weekly goals. And third, this is the magic bullet. Break down those giant, scary projects into tiny, bite-sized tasks. This is how you defeat the fear, right? You're not writing a 20-page paper. You're just writing the first paragraph. See? The stakes feel so much lower, and it's so much easier to start. Fourth, schedule your study time, but, and this is non-negotiable, schedule your breaks and fun too. And finally, at the end of the week, take a look and see what worked and what didn't. Adjust and repeat.
All right, so you've got a plan. Awesome. But now for the next hurdle, actually staying focused during those study blocks. How in the world do you fight off all the distractions?
Let me introduce you to one of the most powerful focus tools out there, the Pomodoro technique. The idea is so simple. Instead of dreading a massive 3-hour study session, you just commit to 25 minutes. That's it. Just 25 minutes of pure uninterrupted focus.
And here's exactly how you do it. You pick one thing, just one. You set a timer for 25 minutes, and you work on only that thing. No phone, no new tabs, nothing. When the timer goes off, you stop, and you take a 5-minute break. Do that 4 times, and then you've earned a longer 15 or 30-minute break. It kind of turns your focus into a game. And just like breaking down big tasks, it totally bypasses that procrastination trigger because the commitment is so small. Anyone can do something for just 25 minutes, right? It makes it so much easier to just start.
And hey, here are a few more quick-hit strategies to really support this smart approach. For your mind, please stop multitasking. It feels productive, but it's just fracturing your focus. Also, review your notes for like 15 minutes a day instead of cramming for 8 hours before an exam. And if you're feeling anxious, try pranayama. These are just simple breathing exercises that can really calm your nervous system. And for your body, don't forget the basics. Fuel your brain with good food and get a full 8 hours of sleep. Seriously, these aren't luxuries, they're essential for your brain to actually work well.
Okay, so we've got a plan, we've got focus techniques. Now let's bring this all the way back to where we started, that awful feeling of being overwhelmed and stressed out.
Now, I want you to just look at this number for a second. Negative 0.59. I know it doesn't look like much, but trust me, this might be the most powerful number in this entire explainer.
So that number is what's called a correlation coefficient from that study we looked at earlier. All that fancy term means is that it shows how strongly two things are connected. And in simple terms, this number is scientific proof that as your time management skills go up, your stress levels are statistically proven to go down. This isn't just a nice idea, it's a fact.
And this really gets to the heart of it. The whole point of studying smarter isn't just about chasing A's, though, yeah, that often happens anyway. The real win is getting back a sense of control, lowering your stress, and creating a way to learn that's actually sustainable and, dare I say, maybe even a little enjoyable.
Ultimately, it just boils down to this. You're not just managing a clock, you're building a system that works for you. A system that quiets the anxiety and puts you firmly back in the driver's seat of your own education.
So there you have it. You have the tools to go from overwhelmed to in control. The only question left is, what are you going to do with them? Are you going to try just one 25-minute Pomodoro today? Or maybe spend 10 minutes just jotting down a rough plan for the week? Your first step doesn't have to be huge. It just has to be smart. So, what's it going to be?